The Bible is a living word that reads us as we read it. It's a person, a voice that proves that time is not linear, as one sentence can confirm the past, guide the present, and declare the future. You are here. I am here. He is here. We are here right now. In the tomorrow of yesterday and in the yesterday of tomorrow, I thank you for joining today. So we're back. Thank you so much for tuning in once again. So last episode we talked about the destruction of a very wicked city and or wicked cities, Sodom and Gomorrah. We talked about Lot, how gracious God was in sparing his life. We talked about the dangers of being stuck in the past and the influence of wickedness. Um, so we got to see that with Lot and his daughters and the way that they deceived their father into continuing his bloodline through their womb, so to speak. So now we're going to shift back to talking about Abraham and Sarah. So after everything went down with Sodom and Gomorrah, Abraham and Sarah, they just kind of did some more traveling. They're walking around, traveling around, and they settle in this place called Gerar. And same old. Abraham told Sarah, like, yo, we're about to go up in here. Tell people that I'm your brother. Don't let them know that I'm your man because they're going to kill me to get to you. And I imagine it went something like this. They made it to Gerar. The men saw Sarah and her beauty, and they like, yeah, yeah. That's it right there. And the king of Gerar, his name was Abimelech, and he was captivated by her beauty to the point of inviting her, much like Pharaoh did in Egypt. He invited her into his palace, and I'm sure he had his own fantasies and his own ideas of what was going to take place, but he went to sleep. And when he went to sleep, God visited him in his dream. And essentially, what God told him was, bro, like, touch her and die. Like, she's married, and if you do what you thinking about doing, I'm gonna wipe you out. And Abimelech's like, yo, like, God, my bad. Like, I didn't know. Like, didn't Abraham tell me that she was his sister? Like, I would have never did something like that if I thought it was his wife. But he told me that was his sister. She told me that was a brother. So I didn't know that I was doing any harm. And God's like, yeah, all that's fine and good. But now that you know better, you need to do better. And so the next day, Abimelech got up. I imagine he gathered all his boys. He's like, yo, you not going to believe what God told me last night. Like, did you know that Sarah, that fine one that just came in, like she's actually old boy's wife, not his sister. So then Abimelech went and got Abraham and confronted him like, why would you do something like that, man? Like, you could have had me killed. And Abraham's like, listen, I told her to have my back like that when we first got a message from God to leave home and travel and all of that. I told Sarah, like, when we go places, just tell people I'm your brother. Because, I ain't trying to die just because she's beautiful. And so Abimelech was like, man, I can't believe you would do something like that. And so Abraham's like, to be quite honest with you, like, she really is my sister, man. Like, we got the same pops, we just got different moms and whatever. And trying to justify his own behavior. But at the end of the day, Abimelech, he did the same thing that Pharaoh did in Egypt. He gave Abraham some sheep and goats and cattle, and he gave him silver and male and female servants, and was like, we good. Sarah, if I diss you or like my bad. I didn't mean no harm. Like I really didn't. And then Abraham prayed to God, and God healed Abimelech's wife and his female servants because he actually made them infertile as a result of Abimelech entertaining the idea of being with Sarah. And so I'm going to fast forward because this didn't happen sequentially, but for the sake of staying in the theme of this dude, Abimelech, I'm going to go ahead and fast forward and then we'll go back in the next episode. But moving on, some time passed and Abraham and Sarah, they're doing their thing. God is blessing them. And Abimelech goes to visit Abraham and Sarah, and he is talking to Abraham. He's like, yo, God is blessing y'all, man. Like, I see what's going on with you, and I think it would be a really good idea if we became allies. Like, I have your back if anything pop off, and you can have my back, and I'll be loyal to you, you be loyal to me, but miss me with all that deceptive stuff though. Like, you got to keep it 100 with me because, like I told you before, you could have got me killed with those lies and stuff. So if you down with like being real and being honest with me, then let's be allies. And so Abraham was like, yeah, cool, I'm down with that, but let's settle something real quick because uh word on the street is that your boys are strong arming my boys and claiming that this well that I dug belongs to you. And Abimelech's like, yo, I didn't know anything about that. Like, you ain't never told me anything about it. Like, we could have squashed this a long time ago. And Abraham's like, yeah, but now that you know, we need to do something about this, and we need to set the record straight right now. And Abraham like gave him back some of the cattle and things like that, and just was, you know, he's like, I want you to like say it. Let's make it clear right now that this well belongs to me. I dug it. And Abimelech's like, you got it, man. Like, we good. And he's like, all right, bet we good. And so wells were really significant back in the day because they were a water source. And essentially it was a way when someone would dig a well, it was almost symbolic of them like literally putting their stake in the ground and saying like, this belongs to me and mine. And so Abraham wanted to do that then, and he did. So that they had this understanding. And after everything was clear, they cleared all of the air. Abraham named the place Beersheba, which is it means the well of the oath, and he worshipped God in that space. And I think we're gonna stop there for now. I want to move on, but I'm doing my best to keep these episodes a respectable length, and just give you like little nuggets here and there so you can go and do your own reading and do your own research. And I don't want to inundate you with too much in one episode. But yeah, it's incredible to me how um, someone that Abraham once feared to the point of lying to him later on became his ally. And yeah, you really never know. But going back also, because I thought this was a fun fact, when when Abimelech was, almost got himself caught up with Sarah, God visited him in his sleep, and he warned him like, be careful about this one, like, because if you touch her, you're gonna die. And I'm gonna just let you know right now, God still speaks to us. He's he still speaks to us about the people that we want to get caught up with, or the people that we find ourselves in relationships with. And he is still a communicating God. And who we find ourselves with matters to him, because you never know when somebody is in your bed who could ruin or delay the progress of what God is doing in your life. And you never know when you can change their destiny just because you're with them. So keep that in mind, because we can't really act like we out here walking blind when we have a God that speaks to us, you know. So we got to listen too. And yeah. Anyhow, we'll stop there. I thank you again for joining with me. It's always a pleasure, always a delight. I look forward to the next time if God wills. Until then, bye for now.